Gigi.
I'm Abby.
And today we're going to be talking about
Colonial,
Pennsylvania.
Woo. Okay. It was founded in 1682. It was financed by William Penn.
William Penn was a leader. He founded it, and everything. Like, he's basically like the ruler of Pennsylvania.
And it was a charter colony because the king owed William Penn money, but William Penn was like, no, I don't want your money. So William Penn was like, okay, just give me some land, and that's what he did.
Yep. They built their colony in 1681, and they settled near Baltimore and, like, close by Maryland and New York.
Yep, and most people who settled there were the Quakers, and they weren't forced to be the Quakers, but that's the biggest group. They had many other religions like the Mennonites, the Amish, the German Baptists, the Brethren, and the Catholic there.
Yeah, the Quakers were the cultural group that settled in Pennsylvania. They had a proprietary government. Nobody was really able to vote because, like they could, like, they're, like, I
Yeah.
get, yeah.
They had institutions and colleges, which later turned into the University of Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania had the first college of America.
And they had the first hospital, which is really cool. They had really warm climates and really good weather during the summer, and they had mild winters, so it wasn't like freezing outside, and they had really, really, really great weather for farming and agriculture.
And they ranked #1 for the most farming area. They had wheat and corn, which are the important, like, crops and stuff, but they also had hemp, rye, and flax.
Yeah. They had a very special relationship with the Native Americans. They, like, never really had all white tribes or Indian tribes. It was a more diverse community. Also, William Penn came late in the game, so the natives had already left and settled in their own places, but the Indians had a lot of land that Penn wanted, so he made a lot of payments to the Indians for the land. So he paid a lot of money for the land that he has.
Yep. And then, despite the Quakers' opposition to slavery, about 4,000 slaves were brought to Pennsylvania by 1730, the early 1700s. Most of them were owned by English, Welsh, and Scottish colonists. The census of 1790, the late 1700s, showed that the number of African Americans had increased to about 10,000, of whom about 6,000 had received their freedom. The Pennsylvania Gradual Additional Abolition Act of 1780 was the first emancipation statute in the United States.
Yeah, so they had a lot of slaves, but throughout the 1700s, the slaves they got free. They had their freedom.
Yep.
Courageous, like, what they did in their daily, everyday lives, courageous individual women worked not only for their own cause, but also for their reforms. Although the status of the whole female population changed little during this period. So, like, women were, like, they were independent back then.
Yeah, and they suffered from diseases from, like, mosquitoes, and no knowledge of growing crops, no fresh water, no knowledge of raising livestock.
They spent a lot of their time reading and writing and just enjoying life. Pennsylvania is known for America's first library and hospital. In their free time, they also painted or went to school because they did have schoolhouses, and they just relaxed, and they did a lot of farming, and maybe kids helped their parents, and, like, they weren't like today's everyday lives. Like, they didn't just sit around. Like, they did a lot of things back then.
Mm-hmm. And Thomas Jefferson said, if no capital execution took place here, as did in New England, it was not owing to the moderation of the church or the spirit of the literature. So, yep. You can tell us what that means, like, when they're presenting and stuff. But, yep, this is our project.
Hope you guys like it, and I hope y'all learned a lot, kind of, from this video. But this is colonial Pennsylvania, and okay, thanks for watching.
Bye.